Good afternoon, my name is David Lopez and this is my introduction video. Why is it so hard to introduce yourself? Like when asked to introduce yourself in the purpose of the speech, why is it so tough? Like when I'm out on the street and you meet a stranger and you're like, hey, how you doing today? My name is David Lopez. How are you? And then you go into a conversation and everything just seems to become like very natural. But when you're doing a speech, all natural laws go out the window and everything just is tough and it's like, oh man, what do I do? And I definitely believe that nerves play a big part in it, which is kind of funny because we're doing it in video. We're not even doing it like in front of this very like ginormous audience where you would think, oh, I'm over here biting my nails. Oh my god, there's so many people out, and we're doing it in a video, and you'd think it'd be a lot easier, but still, it's tough. When I saw the topic, I didn't know how to start. Do I start from my past and lead into my future, or vice versa, start from the future and lead into the past? I figured the easiest way would just be to start from the past. I was originally from New York. I was born in Manhattan. I lived in Queens for about 10 years of my early life. Then I moved to Florida and lived there from 10 years old until now. I have a huge family. I'm the fourth child of 5. I'm the only son. My oldest sister has 3 kids, so I have 3 nieces. At one point, we all lived with each other in the same house, so like a 3-bedroom apartment. That was pretty crazy. And it's what makes it even crazier is how old we're getting now. Like I can't believe like how fast time flies. My oldest sister is 35, and my youngest sister graduates from high school this year. She's already 18. And what even crazier, my nieces, the oldest one is 14, and the youngest one is 5. I'm about to turn 21 in June when my youngest turns 6. It's nuts. I'm about to be 21 years old, legally allowed to drink, but I still don't have my associate's degree. It took me a little bit of time, but I finally realized how important school is. Education is vital. Anybody who doesn't understand that needs to figure it out soon. But even with that in mind, yes, I'm staying on track, I'm attending school regularly, so at least I'm doing something right. But I feel like I'm going to hit a wall soon because after, not this semester, but the next semester, which would be fall of 2013, after that, I go into USF and I already have my associate's degree. What do I major in? How do you just pick one thing? It's like, oh, okay, this is what I'm going to major in. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life or the majority of my life. People make it seem like it's really easy, but I don't think it's that easy. I don't know if it's the whole like, oh, you find your calling thing or what, but I think picking one thing out of the countless of routes you can take and what you can major in and what you can do, it's so tough. I can't figure out just one thing that I'm comfortable with doing for the rest of my life. I feel like, I don't know if it's just a naive thing where I change my mind so often. Maybe if I just stuck with what I like to do and try to do that, but even that's tough because the only thing since a kid until now that I've truly enjoyed that I would consider a hobby is sports. I mean, I've had other hobbies, of course. As a kid, you love hanging out with your friends every day or playing video games all the time, but eventually when you get older, all that stuff seems to fade. But the one thing that has stayed consistent has been sports. And with sports, the biggest question I have for myself is, am I more just a sports fan, or is this something that I want to get myself involved in? Do I want to, there's so many things you can do with sports. I mean, I could broadcast, which would be awesome. I've always thought being on ESPN would be great. I could become a general manager for some kind of sports organization, maybe try to be a coach. Honestly, I'd love to be the janitor of a stadium. I think the architecture of stadiums are awesome. To sum it all up, these introduction videos I feel like don't really get to you're introducing yourself, so an introduction video to me is like kind of like a first impression, so you really just get just a small glimpse at a person, not really their whole foundation as a being. But just as anybody else is, we're all complex individuals. It's hard to really express yourself in 4 minutes, but I do hope that with these introduction videos it helps people not judge a book by its cover. I mean, you see a person and they dress a certain way or they look a certain way and people judge them instantly like that, and when you really don't know them. And if you just take the time to talk to them, maybe you'll see that your preconceived notions to that person are completely different. So don't judge a book by its cover. Thank you.